will not be slandered! General, you saw my reports. You know it's not my fault.
The facts suggest otherwise. You were ordered to retrieve the artifact. You failed to do so.
If I had been given drow warriors instead of goblin trash!
Oi! What?
You scrag!
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpoles squirms, urging you to obey.
Let me make sure I understand this. You're claiming that General Thorm gave you the wrong soldiers.
Yes. No!
You blame the Absolute's Chosen for your failure.
Of course it is not the General's fault.
Whose then?
Your mind extends.
The goblins! They failed me. They failed us all.
You lying!
And what would you do to those that have failed?
They are put to death.
True. Ultimate failure must earn Night Warden Minthara, your crime is incompetence, and your sentence is death.
No!
Make her passing slow, Disciple Zorel. Be creative. Ah, the true soul who delivered a grove of non-believers into the Absolute's arms. And what do you have to contribute? She will die. Take her below.
No!
Ha! But...
Kill the goblin.
What? No! You creaking old bag of shit!
I'm so sorry, my lord. She's an unbeliever outside my control.
Try again.
No!
Dispose of the rest as you see. Or better yet, put that true soul to use.
Of course not, my lord. Thank you. You heard the General. The goblins are yours. Deal with them however you wish. Do. Here in the seat of the Absolute's power, your authority over them is complete. They will obey.
You wouldn't hurt me, would ya? We're mates, me and you. Practically family. You won't regret.
Your merciful streak will be the death.
The seat of the Absolute's power. General Thorm's prayers and preparations must not be disturbed. The rooftop is off limits to everyone.
Even you, Disciple Zorel?
Everyone. Keep watch and excellent timing, true soul. The goblins. Tell me how they suffered. No. Better yet.
Her mind enters yours abruptly. Flick on, she sees the goblins walking free. And a burning rage.
Explain yourself. Yes. Word of the I was hoping you'd be able to help with something more important, but you're only fit to muck out the jail cells. That won't keep... Let's see if there's any...
She parts of every emotion soaks into her mind's palette. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith.
How curious. Pleasure when somebody's losing a limb. She must have liked you. Such a shame she'll never smile again. But I'll enjoy the memory of this moment. With the Absolute, your fantasies can become more real than flesh. The pleasures of the mind can surpass those of the body. I have already been blessed to stand in her presence. It was bliss. She gave me everything I wanted. Why not? What's the point in power if you don't get to have a little fun every now and again? She gave me the power to cut the thread of life with a thought. But I can caress as well as cut. That's why you should stay on my good side. And the best way to do that is to serve General Thorne. I have a mission.
That's it. Play along. The closer you can get to the General, the closer you'll be to the answers you seek.
There is a relic that General Thorne requires. He sent his most... The relic is beneath the Thorne family, but we have lost contact with him. Go there. Aid Balthazar if you can. And bring the relic home. Yes, and he failed to find it. Little wonder he hasn't returned here. You've seen how the General deals with incompetence. They bleed. No doubt he's chasing after Balthazar in the dark. I hope he finds him. They're likely to tear one another to pieces. If they do, Balthazar will pull himself back together again. Nia won't. But your utility to our cause has only just begun. The shadows around the mausoleum are deep and hungry. You'll need a moon lantern to survive them. Take one from Balthazar, but don't pry. The last person who snooped into his secrets lost their head. I believe he uses it as a
You were adored, Minthara. Brought up from the darkness.
She cherished you, but it wasn't enough. You were distracted by your
Bloodlust.
and, most damning of all, an unexpected weakness. And
You have no right! Ah!
We have
you are nothing.
Minthara's mind connects with yours. It's strong.
come to observe, true soul. She is a lesson. None can rise so high that they cannot fall again. We are erasing her. A challenge, sister. Who would be so
Awful, sister. Meet the...
You dare my mind. I will gut you.
I expected to be greeted as a hero. I didn't think anyone would come for me. It erasing my thoughts and my will. Even I could not have endured for much longer. Agreed. Make haste. We must leave. Now lead the way.
I last left Moonrise as a commander in the Absolute's army, obeying the voice of a god. I thought I had...
The artifact connects with her, pulling your minds together and showing the prism, your dream visitor, the protection that keeps you from a bed. Her mind reels, but is no longer clouded.
There is much we must discuss. Do you have a safe place to camp nearby?
Goodbye for now. It does not compare with the comforts of home, but thank you for allowing me to come here, and for bringing... Each memory that returns to me is more disturbing than the last. They broke my mind. The best cure is vengeance. While our tadpoles live, and the cult have the means, we must eradicate them. Starting with General Thorm. I mean Ketherick. My deference to him is a habit that will die hard, I fear. All that live can die. I can help you plot Ketherick's demise, but I need something from... Swear that you will keep me close. Until the Absolute is dead, at least. Thank you. I knew you were different to other true souls when we lay together. Now I know it was... But it was not the prism that held me and touched my mind and body. That was you. For now, we will travel together and fight together. Kind words.
Her entire being joins with you for a moment, and you see all that, and you have earned that trust, along with a small measure of her affection.
Together, we can have our vengeance on those who rest well, and keep your wits about you. Tomorrow, we go to war with the cult of the Absolute. General Thorm would have the world believe that his invulnerability is that is a lie, intended to impress those who flock to the cult's cause, and to strike. I believe Moonrise is a den of necromancy, and the most powerful practitioner of the art. He has chambers beside the generals, on the upper floor of the tower. I suspect we will find answers there. Now, rest. We will need our strength for what lies ahead. Excellent.
What have you done to me? Impossible. You serve the Absolute. You. The prism. You've had it all this time. You worm. You.
How good it is to see you again, Ketherick.
Halen. The thief. You
dare to speak her name. After your crimes, innumerable...
Enough!
He will crumble at the power of... The gods fight at our side!
You will...
My memories of this place are grim.
You said it was under control.
It isn't you I answer to, Gortash.
Oh, the general voice.
Salute, yes. with cleavers through his blood-starved flesh.
You forget yourself, Orin.
You've built an army for our masters, true enough. But what of the astral? A rogue true soul, flaunting it under your nose all this time. And you...
Sure that they would follow and deliver it into my hands here. If you would cease these distractions.
So you haven't lost your edge. But you're still not as sharp as Orin, I wager. The Slayer against the Undying One. That'd be fun to see.
His crypt breath sings to my sinews again. But he must lead the murder march to Baldur's grave.
If the weapon is truly in your grasp, Ketherick, Orin and I can wait for you no longer. The plan proceeds. We're going to the city, and we expect you to follow. Army and the weapon in tow.
The Edict of Bane.
The Lash of God!
The Testament of Merkel!
An elder brain. One of the cruelest and most powerful creatures in existence.
There we are. It wouldn't do to fight in front of our guest. Behold, Duke Ravengard. The...
Whom preserve us?
You wag your word flat.
Now, it's really tough. We will empty this place and begin the march. And Ketherick, do try not to... And I am the hero who will save it.
There you are. But the Lord... Perhaps you hope to learn your place in history before... Impossible. But he... I will kill you now. With pleasure. Merkel, You dare that I dreaded it for Impossible. Isabel.
The villain is the rats! Together, we have crushed. No.
You have my sword. Do what you must.
The Chosen of Merkel is dead. Permanently, this time.
Ketherick's netherstone. It's in his armor. Take it.
Keserik.
In death, the body is...
The way she spoke, it is most likely she follows Baal.
Killing an undying man is no easy task, but the Absolute is not vanquished. Our work has only just begun.
I've been thinking on all that you learned below. If you've got your breath, we ought to discuss our next steps.
I will never tire of sitting on dead men's thrones. My blood ran hot when we broke Ketherick's bones together. But
We have greater challenges ahead of us. It is clear now that he was not working alone. During my time in the cult, I came to know one of his co-conspirators all too well. Baal's bloodletter, Orin. To think, I thought her to be speaking for the Absolute. I worshipped that woman. Jealous? You needn't be. When Orin is in my hands, her agony will nourish me. She is the Iblis who indoctrinated me with the Absolute's lies. When I first visited Moonrise, I stood It was more of an Orin was by my side. She told me that God had chosen me. Now I know that those memories are lies. There was no God. Orin held me down in a cocoon of flesh. I will find her. I will murder her. And I will It is as if you read my mind. In killing Ketherick, we fractured the cult's leadership. When we break the other chosen and claim their nether... I expected you would be. What I propose is nigh on impossible, but if anyone can succeed, we may fail. The power of the ends, and then we will need no gods. We have a purpose and a bond. There is yet one thing about you that troubles me, though. When we killed the tieflings at the Grove, I was not in control of my actions. You do not have that excuse. So I ask you, why? Why kill them? I'm flattered. Will you be bringing dead rats and birds to my tent, now that we share a camp? I jest, but it is as good a reason as any. I have done much more foolish things to win the respect. I am satisfied. Now, I am ready to leave.
Is it true you were a member of the Absolute Cult, Drow?
Do you mean to judge me if I were? Darth?
No. I mean to learn from you. Our enemies spread like rub rot and elder braid. Reminds me of old times. Aren't you? When we met. Now I've slipped. It's time for you have a... These chosen have reason to fear you, and... Of course, falling... But you... We ventured into darkness together. When we reach Baldur's Gate, you're amply reinforced already. I'll let the new... With the Absolute's army go... There's a harp... Beyond that... If you have business to conclude, the road to Baldur's Gate and the city needs us. You're amply reinforced already.
It does not surprise me that Shadowheart's faith was based on a lie. Deception. I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketherick was, of course. He ruled Moonrise. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute. I sympathize. A meaningless question. If he had killed us and conquered the Sword Coast, I would... As it is, he lost, and I pity him. But I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust. A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness. accompanied by 2 novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden. Recruited. You could call it that. Even at... And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution. Indeed. A man you know all too... The dead... All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers. No. I was prepared for as it turned out, to my shame. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but Ketherick expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery. Perhaps I deserved what came after the welcome as well. Ketherick proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. It was not the food I should have been wary. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin, we had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word. My name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them. Few things frightened me. Ketherick held me still, his hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. I want this one, she said. Ketherick nodded his permission, and I was taken below. You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to... And then she placed the tadpole in my eye. Herself. I was. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities mostly. Then there was you. Soon there will be vengeance.